Good morning, dear children. Today we will start with the first chapter of history, the Indian subcontinent and history. Last year we learnt about evolution of man and human settlements. This year we are going to learn about ancient Indian history. The ancient period of Indian history extends from the Stone Age to the 8th century CE. So let us begin with the first chapter. In Standard 5th, we learnt about evolution of man, how man evolved with changes in the environment. We also learned about various climatic changes that affected humans. Through this, we can understand that there is a close relationship between man and his environment. With change in climatic condition, man tends to change his lifestyle. Also, by observation, man learned how seeds grow into plant, and slowly and gradually he started agriculture and formed groups and started settling in one place. We saw at some length that there is a close relationship between man and his environment. We saw how changes in the lifestyle of early man and his technology were related to changes in surroundings. History is a coherent account of significant past events in the progress of human culture. Events that had happened in the past can be learned with the help of history. History is not written solely on the basis of imagination. History is written with the help of four pillars: time, place, society, and individual. It is very important to study the time in which the event occurred. When we learn about Shivaji Maharaj, it is important to consider the time in which he lived. Place refers to the geographical location. It is important to study the place, the lifestyle, the culture, and climate of that place. Next, society. How did the people live in the society? What their occupation was, their customs and culture. And the last one is individual. That is, the people living during that time. In this sense, history and geography are inseparable. Our diet, clothing, housing, and occupation, all human life is largely dependent on its geographical characteristics. The diet of people living near coastal region comprises of fish and rice. People living in hilly region wear warm clothes as compared to people living in hot and humid region. The life of people in hilly region is more strenuous, that is difficult, than people on plains, because the land in hilly region is not fertile, so they cannot grow crops, fruits and vegetables, whereas in plains the land is fertile, so grains and vegetables are in plenty. In hilly regions, people depend more on hunting and gathering of food. Different geographical areas such as hills, mountains, plains, rivers, deserts, jungles have a great impact on human life. The climate, rainfall, agricultural produce, flora and fauna of the region where we live are the source of our livelihood. Humans settle on places where the means of living are plentiful, where they can find enough fruits, vegetables, and most importantly, water for their survival. Slowly and gradually, this settlement developed into villages and towns. But sometimes reasons like degradation of environment, drought, invasion, etc. lead to scarcity of those means. Then people are forced to leave their village settlement. Villages and towns become deserted. We see many such instances in history. Thus, we say that there is a very close relationship between history and geography. Now, we will learn about the geographical features of India. Here, we will discuss about 6 topics: the Himalayas, the Sindhu-Ganga Brahmaputra rivers, the Thar Desert, the Deccan Plateau, the coastal region, the islands in the sea. Let us begin with the first topic, the Himalayas. The Himalayas or the Hind Kush mountain are located in the northern part of India. It has created an impenetrable wall on the northern side of Indian subcontinent. Impenetrable means impossible to cross. Now you must be thinking, why is it called a wall? It is called as a wall because Himalayas has separated the Indian subcontinent from the deserts of Central Asia. However, there was a route from Khyber and Bolan Pass in Hind Kush mountain. This route was connected from China through Central Asia and reached Arabia, known as the Silk Route. We can see the red line in the map. It indicates the Silk Route. It is called as Silk Route because silk was a main commodity exported to different countries using this route. Also, many foreign invaders use this route to enter India. Invaders are those people who enter one country with an intention to capture the place and rule over it, or in other words, we can say to conquer it. Many foreign travelers also came to India by this route. The second topic is the plains of Sindhu-Ganga Brahmaputra rivers. The Sindhu, Ganga, Brahmaputra are the three big rivers, and their basins also form the biggest river basins, that is, from the west to the east of India. On the west, we have Sindhu River, and this area is known as the Sindh Punjab area. Then comes the Ganga River in the northern and central India, and to the east we have the Brahmaputra River. It was in this region that the earliest Indian civilization of Harappa and the later states and empires of ancient India emerged. Next is the Thar Desert. The Thar Desert spreads across Rajasthan, Haryana, and some parts of Gujarat. A part of the desert lies in today's Pakistan. The desert has the Satluj River to its north, the Aravalli mountain range to its east, the Run of Kutch to the south, and the Indus River to its west. The fourth one is the Deccan Plateau. Deccan Plateau is surrounded by the western and eastern coast. It is also surrounded by three seas on three sides, that is, the Arabian Sea to the west, the Indian Ocean to the south, and Bay of Bengal to the east. A region that is surrounded by water on all its three sides is known as the Indian Peninsula. On the northern side of the Deccan Plateau, we have the Vindhya and Satpura hills. To the west, we have the Western Ghats, also known as the Sayadris, and to the east, we have the Eastern Ghats. Deccan Plateau has fertile land and agriculture is practiced on a large scale. The fourth one is the Deccan Plateau. Deccan Plateau is surrounded by the western and eastern coast. It is also surrounded by three seas on three sides, that is, the Arabian Sea to the west, the Indian Ocean to the south, and Bay of Bengal to the east. A region that is surrounded by water on all its three sides is known as the Indian Peninsula. On the northern side of the Deccan Plateau, we have the Vindhya and Satpura hills. To the west, we have the Western Ghats, also known as the Sayadris, and to the east, we have the Eastern Ghats. Deccan Plateau has fertile land and agriculture is practiced on a large scale. The coastal region. From the time of Harappan civilization, India had trade relation with other countries. The import and export of goods were carried out through sea routes. India has many seaports in Gujarat, Maharashtra, Goa, Karnataka, Kerala, Tamil Nadu, Andhra Pradesh, West Bengal. The coastal region extends from Gujarat in the east to south of India to Bengal in the west. The total coverage of coastal area in kilometers is 7,516.6 kilometers. The total area marked in yellow is 7,516.6 kilometers. The last one is the islands in the sea. The islands in the sea consist of Andaman and Nicobar Islands in the Bay of Bengal. Lakshadweep is a group of islands in the Arabian Sea. These islands were used for trade in ancient India. Now you must be thinking, how do we get this information from? An ancient Greek sailor has mentioned the names of the islands in the manuscript Handbook of the Red Sea. Thus we come to know these islands were used for trade in ancient times. The last topic of this lesson is the Indian subcontinent. As we all know, a mass area of land is known as a continent. There are 7 continents in the world. India is in the continent of Asia. It is known as Indian subcontinent because it is neither bigger nor smaller than a continent. Indian subcontinent includes countries like Afghanistan, Pakistan, Nepal, Bhutan, Bangladesh, Sri Lanka, and India. Considering the expanse and significance of India in this region, it is also known as the Indian subcontinent. The Harappan civilization had spread mainly in the northwestern part of the Indian subcontinent.